This would be day number 5, I think, that I've been in Osaka, Japan, as an international specialist, also, as it says on my visa anyway. I arrived last Thursday, and around this time, and it's Tuesday at the moment. So I've been here a few days. It's been pretty amazing so far. But I wanted to make this video. I wanted to talk about something, and maybe I just wanted to talk in general, to be frank. But there is a term in the English dictionary called sonda, which is the realization that every person that you meet is experiencing an incredibly vivid and real life, just as you are, with hopes and dreams and ambitions, people that they love, people that they love not so much. So I'd put the question to you then, who are you? What are you doing? Why are you here? And I suppose that's a question that I ask myself quite a lot. And just thinking about that now, I mean, I suppose maybe I'll start, and maybe that can get you thinking, and again, maybe I just want to talk, to be frank. Um, I've been calling myself a programmer for almost the last 10 years, and I find myself right now doing something that has absolutely nothing to do with computers at all. The last 6 years of my life I've spent at the University of Western Sydney, in Western Sydney, as the name suggests, between Parramatta, Campbelltown, and Penrith campuses, doing various computing degrees. Started with a Bachelor of Engineering, actually. Wanted to go into computer engineering, then a bachelor. Didn't finish that. I did finish a Bachelor of Computing. Went on to do a year of honors with AI and virtual worlds. Then started my doctorate. And you might be wondering, well, if I've invested so much time into that profession, what am I doing here teaching English? And that's a question that I asked myself, even before I came here. And to tell you the truth, I did a bunch of internships throughout my undergrad degree, um, technical support, project management, a few programming and software development internships, and I realized really quickly how depressing that is, at least to me. The fact that I could arrive at a company at 7:30 in the morning and see a car parked there, and leave at 7:30 at night and see the same car parked there. What is this company to you? Yes, it's a means of living. It pays your bills, but whether you realize it or not, you're investing 40 hours of your life, week after week after week, year after year, for a company that isn't yours, essentially making another human being wealthier, while others essentially grow poorer. What contribution to humanity is that making? What contribution to yourself is that making? To go to a job that you potentially hate day after day, solely for the purpose of surviving. What's the purpose of surviving to continue doing something that you hate? It was depressing. I learned that very, very quickly. By the time my undergrad degree finished, I knew that I didn't want to do that. I knew that office environments, even in the career that I loved, essentially doing what I loved, no longer had any meaning. So an obvious choice for me, looking back, even several years ago now, at the completion of my bachelor's, it was a natural move for me to go into teaching. Looking back, I'd been teaching my peers for as long as I can remember, and loved it. Probably the time I loved most was in year 11 and 12, teaching my peers how to program. Not taking anything away from the teacher that we had. He wasn't the best, but who is? But I thoroughly enjoyed that, and it was a natural move then for me to go into honours, almost for the sole purpose, in fact, I'd definitely say for the sole purpose of having the chance to teach at, at university. That was essentially why I went into the honours program, not or the innovation or anything. It was for the opportunity to teach. And I was a little nervous on my first day, but even on my first day, I had one of my students come up to me, shake my hand, and compliment what I was doing there. And on my first day, that was all of the confidence, I suppose, is the word that I needed, that I was doing the right thing there. And to this day, my proudest moment, really, or my biggest accomplishment, has nothing to do with something I've achieved at a workplace or even academically. It was getting invited to one of my students' weddings, who at the end of the day wasn't even a student anymore. He was a mate more than anything. And that's how I like to approach my teaching. I like to approach it where I'm not a figurehead at the front of the classroom that has all the answers. My job isn't just to relay material. Anybody can relay material. They just open a textbook and start reading. That's not what I was there to do. If I can make that material fun and engaging and try to support a positive learning experience on those students. If at the end of the day they look back and say, yeah, not only did I get a credit or a distinction out of that unit, not only did I pass everything, but actually, you know what, it wasn't that bad. I mean, the classes weren't that bad. They were kind of fun. If I can get that at the end of a session, then I've done my job. So why then would I be leaving the university? Why would I be leaving my doctoral degree, which makes sense as a stepping stone to continue doing what I apparently love doing? And the reason for that is twofold. One is that most universities, I imagine, mine is probably not the exception, put, I think, too much emphasis on research output. The deans and the other figureheads don't see universities as educational institutions first and foremost. They see them as research centers. And that's not how I work. I'm motivated by people, by making an impact, no matter how small, on my students. Not publishing papers and getting academic credibility. I really have no interest in that at all. And no university, I think, is going to accept somebody or place somebody higher than somebody else purely based on their ability to teach. It's going to be based on how many papers they've published and other academic merit. And the second reason is that right now I'm 23 and feel stagnant, so to speak. I'd been at UWS for 6 years. This would be year number 7. I haven't really done enough. I felt like there was so much more of the world that I had to see. Something was eluding me. I don't know what it was, but something wasn't there. I ask people, what are you searching for in life? What do you want out of this experience, out of your time here? We're all born, we all die, but what we do in between that time, that's up to us. And to tell you the truth, I don't really know what I'm searching for, but I know that I wasn't going to find it where I was. I know that I wasn't going to find it in Sydney, at my university in Australia. And that's why I'm in Japan right now, because maybe it's here. I don't really know what I'm looking for, but I'll let you know when I find it.